Hold on, let me get my light on. Oh, there we go. Have light. Then there was light. Hi, welcome to Tiffany Teach Tuesday. And today I'm going to discuss how to start a business. And I'm having this discussion because I get a lot of phone calls from people like, hey, can you help me start a business? Unfortunately, that is not my business. My business is running a property management company, not starting businesses. But I do have some working knowledge of some of the steps that you need to take to start a business. So today I decided that I will share that information with my listeners, my viewers. So, one, you got to decide what kind of business you're going to go into. That is very important factor. What type of entity you want to be. There's a sole proprietorship, which is an individual person, which you work off. You can work off just your social security number, or you can get a federal identification number for it. Then you have an LLC. The LLC can be a single member LLC, which is like a sole proprietorship. You can have an S Corp LLC, or you can have a corporation LLC. Now, LLC is a limited liability company. And a limited liability company allows you to have some of the security of a corporation, and is not just focusing on your personal assets alone if you have some instances that someone wants to try to sue you, whatever the case may be. And there's different types of entity. Then you have a corporation, a S corporation, and you have partnerships. And you have a limited partnership. So there's different types of partnerships. So you have to decide what type of entity you want to be. Partnerships are typically when there's multiple people in it, and it's similar to like a sole proprietorship, whereas individual person gets together to formulate the business, and each individual partner has a contribution to the business. Corporation, it pays out dividends and shares and profits and things of that nature. So determine what type of entity you want. I'm not going to go into a long detail of the different types of entity. This is if you're serious about being in business, identify what entity works for the type of business that you want to establish. Once you have identified the type of entity you want to establish, well, one, find the business, type of business you want to have, the type of entity, and then you also need to find out what local government licensings you need. Some local government areas are okay with you just getting your license off the state level, or your license to do what type of business you want to do. Like, for instance, me being a real estate brokerage, I only got a business license for my LLC because I have a real estate license. I don't have to, I'm in Chicago, if you didn't know, go to the city hall and get a business license to run my real estate business from the city of Chicago. However, if I want to be a GC, a general contractor, I have to get not only my business license, I will have to go to the city of Chicago and get a general contractor license as well. So find out what your local municipalities require for you to have once you decide to start a business, because you have to pay for their licenses. Find that information out. Now, once you have decided your entity, decided what licenses you need, now you need to find out if the name is available. Because if the name is not available, you can't use it in that city. You cannot be, we're going to use Home Depot. You cannot open a Home Depot because Home Depot owns the name because they have a business rights to that name. So you can't be the same business. So now you have to research if the name is available. Because the technology, most of it is done online. You will go to your local municipality if you have to get their local municipality license and see if that name in your local municipality is still available. If it's available in your local municipality, then you can go to your government, state level municipality, state level government. And if you get an LLC or an S Corp or a partnership and get that license for that at the state level, you have to check and see if that license is available. So if the name is available for the license that you want to get in the field that you want to get in, and then you can utilize the name. Now, once you have identified the name is available, before you apply for your business license, they're going to ask you for your federal identification number. This is like the social security number for the business. You need this to do your tax filings. You need this to do your payroll filings. So you need to get this FEIN number. They typically short abbreviated for EIN, an employment identification number, which is really the federal employment identification number. And then you also have one for the state level. Now, you will go to the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, and that's their website, to apply for your federal identification number. Now, you can do it electronically, online. You don't have to mail anything in. Go to the website. In the search bar, put in FEIN. F is in Frank, E is in Edward, I is in Ice, N is in Nancy. And it's going to pop up how to apply for it. Everything is going to be done right there on the computer. When they give it to you, save it and print it. To get another copy of your FEIN number from the IRS is a little challenging. It's not as easy as it was to get it. So you need to hold on to it, because when you get ready to set up a bank account, they're going to ask for proof of this number that is actually valid. They're going to want to see the paperwork. Okay. Now, if you're in the state level of Chicago, to get your business license at the state level, you will go to cyberdriveillinois.com. Now, you have to do different, depending on the type of entity, you have to complete this paperwork, and they're going to ask you for your federal identification, employment identification number to complete the paperwork. And this is done, again, electronically online, and they'll send you back what you need, typically by email. They don't do a lot of papers, but they do mail you a renewal by paper. Now, when you establish these businesses, you need to keep your business license active. They charge you an annual fee to renew your license. So my recommendation to you is ensure that you have enough cash flow coming in to renew these licenses, because renewing your license makes your business inoperable, which makes you illegal to operate your business. So if you do nothing else right in this business, make sure you renew your license. And I have met so many contractors who allow their license to expire and end up missing out on business, because especially when you work with the banks, they want to see your active license. They check and see if your business is in good standing. So we know now you got to find a name. First, you got to decide what type of business you want to run. Find the name of the business. See what the different municipalities require for licensees in your local level. And then once you have done that, you get your local level license and your state level license if you're going to be an LLC or a corporation. Okay? So once you do that, you need to hire you an accountant. My accountant is Kelly with L&B Financial Services. I have a CPA that does my taxes. I do my own basic bookkeeping because I'm capable of doing that, because I'm an accountant by profession. But if you're not good with keeping up your books, and hire you an accountant, and I just gave you one right here. Understand, let's get this clear. If you don't pay your taxes, the Internal Revenue Service will come for you. And I'm here to tell you, they came looking for me for my payroll tax forms that I did not submit. They actually showed up with a badge and a gun and said, "Where's Tiffany Watkins? Because we're looking for her. We've been trying to contact her and she is not returning our phone calls." And they came to ask me, where's these tax forms that were missing? Now, for me, for my payroll services, I don't do my own payroll. I utilize a payroll company, which is corporate payroll. Oh. They are a payroll company that I use to um, do my payroll. I'm sorry, corporate payroll. So I use them to do my payroll. They are the company that I utilize to do my payroll. So if you get a payroll company, I strongly recommend it because I don't do my payroll because it is too much work. You have to do quarterly and annually financial statements to the IRS for the payroll. You have to withhold the people taxes to pay them, Social Security, FICA. It's a lot of work. And I'm an accountant. And when I used to do payroll for a company when I was working as an accountant, I actually accidentally um, gave someone, I did someone's payroll wrong. I didn't pay a whole bunch of people. Like, I'm not good with payroll. It's a lot of tedious work, and that is just not my area of expertise. I'm good with revenues. So collecting money, I do that well, and I'm good at making some. So I say that to say, corporate payroll, they're really smooth sailing company and easy. They only process your charge you for processing your payroll when you utilize them. They do my financial quarterly and annually taxes for my payroll. They're wonderful. And then for again, my accountant, she does my year-end taxes. Now, after you have done all of this, you got the payroll system set up, you may still need to do, well, you have to, not still, you really need to have a business plan before you even do the payroll and the taxes for the business. Putting a business plan together is very imperative. You can do simple tools, simple free business plans. You have to put an operating agreement together on how you're going to operate and function your company. Now, when I first started out in business 20 years ago, I utilized the University of Chicago's IJ clinic, which is a legal clinic. Here's the information, which is the law school clinic of University of Chicago. And they were phenomenal. They helped me write our business plan. They helped us draft our first contracts, and it was all free of charge. Now, I don't know what their fee is now. Northwestern also offers it as the services as well, but they have like a sliding fee scale based off what you can afford. University of Chicago was free. And I used those contracts for 19 years. And then last year, I revised and rebranded my business and developed new contracts. And I used Jackson Corporate Law to rebrand them. But they were very expensive for a new starting business. If you don't have a big startup budget, you can use legal assistance. So I hope this helps someone. I'm going to go through the steps from the beginning. First, you need to decide what type of business you want to have and establish. Once you have decided the type of business you want to establish, you need to decide what type of business entity you want to have, whether it be a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a LLC, a corporation or S corp, or a partnership of an LLC, or just a regular S corp, corporation, or partnership. Okay. Then once you do that, you also need to sorry, one second. Once you have decided that, then you also need to look into your local municipalities to determine what type of legal, like what type of licenses each municipality requires on the local level to the state level. Once you have established that, then you will, then you'll be able to get your EIN number because you'll know what type of licensing you need. So then you go to the IRS and get your federal identification number. Once you establish your federal identification number, then you can apply for those local municipality licenses and the state level licensing. Once you have done that, you want to get a business plan together, and you may want to do that first. You can have an idea, but if you're trying to get financing, you need to get a business plan together at the beginning. set up your operational functionalities. And if I'm not mistaken, the IJ Clinic may help you even fill out those business licenses. Once you have done all of that, got your business up and running, get your contracts. You need contracts. I tell people, get contracts. Legal documents help you bind people into paying you what they owe you if you have to sue them. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you need to get you a payroll company. You need to pay yourself. Regardless of you making minimum money, pay yourself. I pay myself every 2 weeks. From the beginning, I pay myself. It's minimal. Sometimes I pay myself and have to give it right back to the business, but I pay myself. So it's my business. I love what I do, but it's still my job and employment. So I pay myself. And sometimes I give it back, but I pay myself. And I pay myself and I utilize corporate payroll for payroll. And you can use them. Like I said, they're very cost affordable for a small business. And once you have established that, you also need a good accountant. There's nothing wrong. Look, if you can't do it yourself, you can't do everything. You're good at what you're good at. And I know I'm good at what I'm good at. And I'm good at being able to make money and do real estate. I mean, I'm also an accountant, but I don't have time to do it. So I pay people for the services. So I hope that this has helped someone. Thank you for tuning in as always. And I'll see you next week, Tuesday. Thank you.